Welcome everybody. Russ is back here with another Better Crossed by Barker video series edition on a lovely late July evening. I've got my two expert junior agronomists back here by popular demand. You guys have no idea how many people asked about having you back again on this video, so welcome. This is Hayden again and Liam, two of my grandsons. What have you been doing so far this summer?
Swimming.
Doing some swimming? What else?
Going to our grandma's.
You've been down to see your Grandma Marie in Caledonia? Yeah? Had some fun down there?
Yes.
All right, cool. So, we promised people we're going to come back and look at some of the same corn as we did a month ago, and that's what we're going to do tonight. But before we go into the cornfield, what's the best safety rule to adopt before we walk into this field?
Stay together.
Stay together, yeah. You guys are getting old enough, but small kids can really get lost easily in a cornfield that's as tall as what we're going to be wandering around in. So let's get at it and go look at some corn, okay? Okay, this first field we're in here right now. Liam, you got some information there. What was the planting date?
June 7th.
June 7th. And since June 7th, how many heat units have accumulated in this field?
1,356.
1,356. So we're not at Tassel yet on this field. It actually is about a 2,800 heat unit hybrid, and we're almost halfway there to development for its full season. However, we're not quite there yet. Hayden, unroll that whirl and tell me how many leaves are yet to emerge.
3 leaves.
We've got 3 leaves still, and hold the tassel up because it's down inside that whorl. Yep, there it is. That's the tassel. We've got 3 leaves yet to emerge. Do you remember how many heat units it takes to get each leaf out?
9 heat units. I mean 80 heat units.
Yeah, somewhere in there, 75 to 80, 85 heat units. Takes about it's about 3 days, 2 to 3 days of accumulation to get each leaf out. So if we've still got 3 leaves to get out, how many days is that going to be before this plant starts to tassel?
9.
9. 3 times 3. And we're about August 1st, so this plant will probably tassel when? August 9? You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so August 9th. The other thing we've got here that you can see right now already, hey Liam, this, what's this here?
The ear.
That's the developing ear. It's already pushing up outside the plant, inside the leaf. I've cut the leaf off, and you can see it's here getting very close to being ready to go. But it's not ready to go yet because people are asking, when I mean not ready to go, people are asking about your dad to do what?
Spray.
Yeah, sprays, fungicide, protectant, disease protectant on this corn. And the time to spray that is when the field is more or less in tassel and starting to develop its ear, right? And we're still probably 9, 10, 11 days away from being able to do that. Make sense? Okay,
Yes.
Let's go on to another field. All right, we're in another field now. Hayden, tell us a bit about this one.
It was planted May 24th with 1,629 heat units.
So 1,629 heat units since May 24th. Another little over 250 heat units more than that first field we were in. So it's getting closer. Liam, take a look at the top of that plant. Tell me how many leaves you got yet to emerge before that tassel comes out.
1.
Pretty much 1 leaf. Yeah, about 1 more leaf, and then you've got the tassel to emerging. So, what do you think? How many days before that tassel really starts to push out and emerge if it's still got a full leaf? Do you remember how many days that takes?
9.
3 days. 1
days.
day would be 3 days, and this plant probably will be starting to shoot tassels. Even at this stage, before it's shooting a tassel, what do we got here, Hayden?
We've got the silks.
The silks for the primary ear.
And the ear.
You can also see, yeah, what's that? Another
ear.
That's an ear shoot. And this one even down here? Yeah, another ear shoot that the plant develops. And you can find these characteristics on corn this time of year that gives you clues as to how the plant thinks. Because when you get a corn plant all out by itself, and none of its neighbors around it, it'll have more than 1 ear on it. Because the plant naturally wants to prepare itself in case it can make more corn. It starts these shoots very early in its development. So we've got barely a tassel, we're not quite tasseling yet. We have silks coming out because the plant wants to make sure it's got silks out before the tassel starts to shed pollen. So are we quite ready yet for your dad to come in and spray this with fungicide?
No.
No, not really. It's going to be, what, another 4, 5, 6 days before we really start to have this thing in ready to go. But it's close. It's good corn, and we're going to move on to another field. Everybody, we are in our last field for this evening's tour. Liam, tell us a little bit about this one. When was it planted?
May 18th from the heat units, 1,712.
So we got 1,712 heat units since the 18th of May. That's a pretty good accumulated total for the 1st of August. Hayden, you've got a full tassel there. Can you tell me a little bit about this tassel? What are these purple things? Anthers? Yeah, and what does the anther do?
It spreads pollen onto the silks.
Yeah, exactly. It spreads pollen on the silks. And this tassel right now is in full-blown pollination mode. We've got this yellow stuff floating all over the place in here. You won't be able to see it real well on the camera, but believe us, it's here. And, Liam, all right, excuse us, look how long these silks are. What happens to the pollen? It falls on the silk, eh?
It makes an ear.
It makes an ear, makes the corn inside the ear. That the pollen falls on the silks, go down, migrates, grows down through the silk channel, and makes corn. Now look at here. We've also, like we were showing before, look at this. We've got a second ear, right? And if we rip this off down a little further, we'd have a third shoot coming up there as well. But again, this plant is feeling very, very good. So that's why it's shoving out more than one ear. We'll have to wait and see if this ear develops anything. Usually these just get sucked back in the plant in favor of the first ear. But it's always interesting to see. One secret of healthy corn, right guys, is more than one ear, even in the middle of a canopy like we're in. This was the field. Do you remember how tall this field was when we were here a month ago?
Yeah, it was your knee high, 17 inches.
Yeah, it was 17 inches, my knee high. Now it's, well, 6.5. Yeah, it's way up there. It's a great looking field of corn. So, this field right here would be the ideal timing for what?
Spraying.
Yeah, putting the fungicide on. And it's really good corn, as all the fields we've been in tonight. Good strong corn, coming into maturity, just into tassel flower time, just about normal the first part of August. So it's worth protecting, isn't it?
Yes.
It's worth protecting it, keeping the disease out of it. And so for over the next 2 weeks for sure, what's your dad going to be doing?
Spraying.
Spraying, yeah. And he should be. So we're looking forward to that next little adventure. And let's go outside and look at one last thing before we say goodbye to everybody, okay? Okay, we're going to finish this up with one last tip when it comes to looking at this corn this time of year, right? Okay, guys. Liam, what do we got here?
A Western bean cutworm trap.
Yeah, Western bean cutworm trap. Can you take it apart? You know how to do it? You've helped your dad set these up. Yeah, you gotta twist it. Here, let me give you a tent. That's the idea. Oh, boy. Ah, that's kind of gross, isn't it? How many do you think is in there?
About 15 to 20.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, maybe 20 adults laying on the bottom of this thing. That's okay. I'll put the lid back on so you don't have to smell it. That's not very many. Okay, so we don't think we're going to have to spray. We've looked at some of these leaves and looked for leaves, but we don't think that's too bad. No. What do you think, Hayden? Should your dad put insecticide in?
No.
No. Okay. I think that's a fair observation. So. That's it for our tour. What'd you think? Did you learn some things?
Yes.
Yeah? You think you've taught people a little bit too?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, I enjoyed it. Good job, guys. Thanks for coming along, okay? Good job. Thanks, Hayden. We'll maybe do this again. What do you think, huh? Okay, folks, we'll be back in the near future.